Okay, this is the video that was asked for to talk about how to wire up the Air Hog controller so that they don't need to have batteries anymore. So here's all three. This is like I don't know, a little armada, but I'm gonna go in depth on this remote. It's for the crane. It drops a crane hook. This little orange thing at the bottom, and this is the remote for that. So you take it apart. You see the back here, there's the battery compartment. You got, I'll try to point here, negative, positive, and that's easy to do when you choose just a voltage. You're going to need a voltage meter, soldering iron, and a barrel connector. The barrel here I'm using, you can see, is one you can get off of you can just, sorry it doesn't focus great, but you can find these on eBay or Radio Shack. It has a switched power leg. So you can see here this leg that sort of looks like it comes in the midpoint of the body, not at the ends. There's one under here. See, they're here. There's one on the other side, down here, and there's also this one. This one that comes out here is a leg that needs to go right over to the negative. I open up all three of these devices, and all but one has a resistor in line. So normally you can tell, not just by the color, but also there should be a resistor in line. That you can see that is the factory wire. It comes up and goes into circuit board right there. That's the power for the negative. Anyway, back to the negative side here. That's going to that switch leg, and you can tell the switch leg again because you can see that it's terrible. But let's see if I can take off the. There we go. How about that? There we go. That switch leg, you can see. This should be a pause the video when you're wiring this if you need to. You can see that the top one in this case here is green, the back side is red, and the front view is black. And again, take a look at the legs themselves. There we go. So the black right here comes all the way to the black here. Keeps continuing on. The red, which again is, you can get really thin wire. You can get 20 gauge. I think this is maybe a 16 gauge wire had left over stranded. It was, it's probably too thick, but it's the positive. I was using it to tape it down actually. That's why I put some tape on it to kind of keep it in this groove here. Solder that on just along with the other one. And then this green one here, this is the power that we're jumping into, so that goes right onto the end of the resistor as well, so that when you plug in, it'll disconnect the battery. It'll say, okay, don't use this battery terminal, use only the power coming right in from the barrel connector. Because if you don't do this and you have a switch leg, if you don't have a switch leg connector like this, these three legs, you can get one with two. If you put batteries in the back of this and then you plug this into, what will happen is the thing will get double the voltage, and you'll heat up and you'll burn up stuff. So you can get a two-leg barrel connector, just a positive and a negative, but then you got to remember to take the batteries out the back of the thing. If you don't, like I said, you'll put in. This takes 9 volts because it has 1.5 times 6. And again, I'll show you the wiring. There it is there. Anyway, this barrel connector you can drill. First drill with a pilot bit, then drill with a bigger bit that is the size. I think mine was a 3/8. This thin plastic likes to walk, so you got to be careful and drill slowly. The barrel connector, the male end of it, let me pull that out. Again, these are ones on eBay. They had no body to them, so I just heat shrunk it, and then when I wired it in, I just taped it off. It's pretty simple, you know. It's not the most robust, but we put enough electrical tape on it. Pulling it in and out has never been a problem. It's never come off. This wire here that's going out is security wire, you know, for camcorders and things you can get at Home Depot by the foot, or you can get it on a reel. So each one of these, and you see it looks like a mess. Let me refocus here. There we go. Looks like a big rat's nest. All three of these are going into that black line, which comes out and comes to this power. This is the one I got at Radio Shack. It's an adjustable voltage. Right there's 9 volts. You could switch to 12 volts. The reason I wanted switchable voltage was for that thing over there. That is that takes 4 AA's instead. So you have to take the voltage down by 3, which would be 6 volts for that guy. So that way you don't have to. And that's in another video. You see, there's an M plug. You don't need that. And you just plug it in. And then if you get 3 of these, which is nice, I was just playing with different ones with the nephew. These flight time is only about 7 minutes each. But if you plug in all 3 of them, the charge time is a little under 30 minutes, you know. So if you keep on top of it, and you play with, and he's playing with this one, and then he's trying to drop the bomb on that radar tech, you know, that's the game. This thing drops a bomb, this model. You know, he was having a great time trying to hit that radar dish, and that's what makes this thing go, you know, makes it die, because that's the game. This one, he shoots little discs out of the butt of it right here. There's a little slot for foam discs. You try to shoot that, you try to shoot the radar disc. And then last one is just the crane. You know, he won't shoot anything, but it's fun for him to try to drive around and use the tail rotor to smack it into that, which it will do, because these things don't fly, you know, exactly straight. Most of the time they're spinning constantly. The body, the fuselage is constantly spinning.